Alrighty guys, we are almost finished, or we're getting there. I have sewn the channeling to the side seams, the cup seam, the center front seam. The bra looks a little bit flimsy now. Once we put in the boning, it'll really take shape. One thing I want to note is that don't get so top stitching, you're never, ever going to be perfect. So if you're off a little bit, okay. Listen, perfection's overrated. What else did I want to say? That's it. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. Let me just trim that really quickly. So the next step is, good news, we only have about 2 more steps left as far as sewing the bra. Just put in the boning and then attach the hooks and eyes. So you have sewable boning. There's plastic boning and there is sewable boning. Sewable boning is a little bit easier to get. I have found, at least at sewing shops, Joann's, Michael's, or other like mom and pop sewing shops. But 1/4 of an inch is kind of hard to find. 1/2 inch is a little bit easier, and 3/8 of an inch. So if you got sewable boning and that's too wide for the channeling, the great thing is that you can cut it down. So I'm just going to use this as an example. So I cut this in just a little strip, and then you can actually, using the wrong scissors. Give me 1 second. You can use scissors and cut this down. If you hear music in the background, my neighbors left the music on, so jamming out in the background. Let's see. So I'm just going to cut this in half. Doesn't have to be super precise because it will be in the channeling. So you take this and you so it has a natural curve to it, so you just want to make sure that they all go in like the same direction as far as like an outward curve. So you will stick it in here. I've also changed direction of the camera. I think it's a little bit more easier to see than to look down. So once I have that, I stick it in. I'm wasting a little bit, but I'll stick it in to shape, and then I'll kind of stick it back out again. And then, let's see here. You want a little bit of playroom, and you're gonna have to sew it down to close off. So you wanna cut off about 1/4 of an inch. And then use your scissors or pin or anything else to stick it back in. Okay, yeah. And then you want to sew a little bar tack at the top to close it off. So you will insert your boning, and then we'll attach the hooks and eyes.